Portugal, Democratic Republic of Congo, 1-1. Spoiler alert, 1-1. Spoiler alert, 1-1. This game is awful, right? There's been a few games this World Cup where I think, yo, what are we on, right? Spain versus Cape Verde. They're taking the piss, right? Spain should have taken more control of this game, right? And I'm speaking the exact same way about these guys, bro, right? This midfield, how about this? These four, this what's this? Rhombus or whatever shape this is, right? These four human beings right here. I don't know what I'm watching right now, right? Right. We speak about Joao Neves and Vitinha as the two best midfield pairing. Man, I'm saying Xavi, Iniesta, regions, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Yo, Big Bro has had the ball so much, and all I've seen him do is go left, right, left, right. He wants to make a long pass, but he doesn't do it. This guy, I generally thought Bernardo Silva was playing right back the whole game. Right? There's no tactical breakdown of this game because there is no tactics in this game. This game is generally okay. Yo, we're going to play, and because we're the better team, we should score. And this is what I'm hearing. And they're on the break. And the thing is, I'm watching this game right now, and they're on the break, and I still have no confidence that they're going to score. I'm not even looking that way. This is just horrible, bro. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting, right? And a lot of people are gonna be like Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldo. I don't think I don't, I don't think Ronaldo played perfect. I don't think Ronaldo got the ball. I can't I can't sit here and be like, oh man, damn Ronaldo, Ronaldo. I love Ronaldo. I'll even say Ronaldo has a bad game, but wallahi, I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing nothing because here's my biggest problem. I don't know if this is some instilled fear that these guys have of Ronnie, right? But Constant has had so many chances where he gets in the box and his first thought is, I'm gonna cut back to Ronaldo. Yo, Mandem. I don't know if they don't want to give Ronaldo the pity goal where it's like, oh, we're already up by two. Let's try and get Ronaldo a goal now, right? To make it look like they're trying to give the disabled kid a goal. But my goodness, I'm seeing man Travella the ball in the box and the ball is nowhere near the goal. It's nowhere. How about this? Cancelo, no, Fernandez just shot a long ball. I didn't flinch. I didn't move. I'm not moved right now, bro. I'm generally not moved at all. I'm in this game. I'm on my phone thinking, yo, if the bro's trying to hop on a game or something, I'm on my phone thinking, yo, yeah, bro, let me grab some munch. Let me see if there's a food spot open. Bro, this game has had zero entertainment. Let's talk about Senegal for a second before I get back to cooking these guys. Because what am I looking at, right? Not Senegal, Congo. My bad. Congo, great game. Wan-Bissaka has had every single winning winger that they've had in their pocket, right? Wissa has been the best attacking player in this whole game. This whole game, Wissa is the greatest attacking player, right? How about this? These butters, this yo, I don't know who the general is for Congo, but get all you see all these men right here, all these five men, they all gotta go military because they're locking everything up. They're locking everything up. Everything up is getting locked up by these guys. Well, they're not giving Ronaldo a sniff. They're not giving Real a sniff. Neto a sniff. Nobody. No one has a scent or smell of a goal. Right? When was it? Let's look at stats, bro. They had 6 shots, and since their first goal that came in the 6th minute, since the 10th minute, since the 10th minute of the first half, they had 2 shots in the whole first half. 2 shots in the whole first half. 4 shots in total. 6 shots in total. This is appalling gameplay. This is appalling. But to go back to the fact I was talking about, yo, man, I don't know if like they don't want to give Ronaldo the pity goal, but I beg we shoot. We're in attacking positions, and every single time it's cut back, cut back, cut back, cut back, cut back. This is awful, right? And Ooh. Araujo almost tried to decapitate Wissa. Man, what are we on, bro? Nah, but to go back, to go back to what I'm saying, yo, to go back to what I'm saying, yo, this midfield, right? Everyone's been saying, oh, the best midfield in the world, the best midfield in the World Cup, right? These are, in my opinion, three of the top five midfielders in the world this season. But how about this? Ali Hamadi from Iraq played better than all three of these men. All three of these men. Papa Gay and Idrissa Gay for Senegal in the first half against Norway. Senegal? No. Yeah, for Senegal against France in the first half, played better than all three of these men. All three of these men, bro. And I don't want to talk about Vitinha ill intently, right? I don't want to be hyperbolic and call this guy maybe he can only cook when he's with PSG, but maybe he isn't used to having an attacking midfielder like Bruno Fernandes that taking up all these spaces. But I'm seeing Bruno Fernandes drop. I'm seeing these guys drop into this area. Bro, there was a time in the game where him, and him were all over here. I'm thinking, yo, what are we doing back here? Why is Cancelo my technically most advanced player? Why is Nuno Mendes my at left winger? This is horrible. I don't know what we're doing. Tactically, it feels like there's nothing going on, and this is honestly might be Ronaldo, might be Portugal's last attack. 93rd minute, cross, ball gets whipped in. What's happening? Senegal goalkeeper take it. Sorry, Congo goalkeeper takes it. Yo, these guys could have played for an hour a day. How about this? We could let them play until the World Cup ends. I don't think they score a goal. No one in this game. Oh my days, Bruno Fernandes, bro. The the supposed elite midfielders of the world are on this Portugal team and are lost, right? And one of the ideas I was thinking of is, yo, remember how remember how Real Madrid won the Champions League? Hold up, bro, I'm pulling this up, bro. We're pulling this up because we have time. Champions League. What was it? 2023, 24? 2023, 24 Champions League when Real Madrid won it, and they were playing. Where's that formation, bro? Where's the formation? Yeah, when they were playing this formation. How about this? Man, them pride. Let's play this. Let's play this, bro. Alright, this game's over. Just forget about it, bro. But let's play this, bro. Ronaldo, you can have Ronaldo just sit high, whatever. You can have if you can have a Leal or Joao Felix, right? You can have Bruno Fernandes in the position, and you can have Bernardo Silva, you can have Vitinha, and you can have Juan Neves. Just try this at least, bro. Because this winger thing with Pedro Neto, and the thing is, we speak about Portugal because they're such a great team because they have such individually good players, but their wingers are Pedro Neto, Rafa Leao, who else? Bernardo Silva, Constantao, and Joao Felix sometimes, right? If I was to break down those five players, well, Rafa Leao hasn't been the same player since like what 2020, 2021, 2022. Bernardo Silva is ponging up the pitch right now. Well, he was the first human to get hooked in a game full of horrible players. He was the first guy to get hooked. Right? Let's go back to the let's go back to the game. Let's go back to the game. He was the first guy to get hooked. Right. Uh, Pedro Neto, bro. The way people man talk about Pedro Neto at Chelsea. Well, he lost. Right. And then Joe Felix. Joe Felix. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand not giving Joao Felix a chance in this game here, right? But it was just disgusting. It was a disgusting game from Portugal all around. A great game from from Congo all around, right? Who's in their group, bro? If they keep playing like this, there's a chance that they could lose to Colombia. You're telling me Luis Diaz couldn't score against these guys, and the way they just played this game, horrible. And the thing is, I just feel bad for Rodney, man. I don't even want to make it so or like I don't want to sit here and be bliss and think, oh, oh, why Ronaldo? But I just feel bad for Ronnie because the guy is trying to find spaces to pick up the ball. But these guys were never gonna get Ronaldo. We're never gonna let Ronaldo get a one-on-one header anywhere in the box. Nowhere in the box. There was no way Ronaldo would have scored this game. All I can say about this end game is, yeah, bro. Portugal won. Congo won. Vitinha, questions. Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, 21 assists, my boy. Juan Neves, you got your goal, but not much you can really do. But please, my brother, please. I feel sorry for you, bro. Let's change the formation. Try and get these guys more advanced. Try and move the ball forward a little bit. Right. That's it. And we're back to do the England review. England versus Croatia game just finished. England 4, Croatia 2, and this game was a game of two halves, in my opinion. That first half, if you just saw that first half, you might have thought, okay, this is a barn burner, right? This is like Bayern PSG in the Champions League semifinals. This is a barn burner. This is a game, bro. Like the way Croatia were attacking, the way England were attacking, it was just pure out and out and out and out. And that was the first half, right? England's two best players in this game were Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, right? Going from, I don't want to continue talking about the game just happened, but going from that Vitinha masterclass, the Vitinha masterclass, and Bruno Fernandes masterclass, and Juan Neves doing whatever he's doing, to what Declan Rice did today. Declan Rice always finds a way to show up for England, and this guy was covering ground. He was integral in the midfield. He linked up play. He linked up play with Harry Kane, and when Harry Kane wanted to drop deeper, who was the guy that filled up in that number 9 spot? Jude Bellingham, right? He's just everywhere, right? But we have to talk about English captain Harold Kane. Harry Kane at the beginning of the game gets an early penalty in the 12th minute. First pen does get saved by Ilicic. Lavikovic might be saying that completely wrong, but he does get saved by Lavikovic. But after review, the ref sees that the goalkeeper does take an early step off his line, meaning Harry Kane has to take the pin again, and he puts the pen in the exact same spot, bottom right, to put the game away. And that first half was generally just blitzes, right? Croatia were running at them in waves when they did have times to counterattack, and England were running at them in waves whenever they felt like it, right? With the attack with the wing pairing of Anthony Gordon and Nani Madueke, it's just pure speed, just pace and power. It's just okay. Harry Kane's gonna drop deep, and he's gonna find Nani Madueke running, which I feel like they found Nani Madueke running every single time, right? Obviously, we didn't see Anthony Gordon that much this game because the star winger of the day is of course Nani Madueke, but Anthony Gordon can still offer pace, he can still offer quality that they need, and right, it's just not his day. Maybe it might be a different day, but it's not his day today, right? And in that first half, we see Harry Kane again pop up in their box, right? I don't know what Croatia's defensive positions were, if they're trying to go man to man, if they're trying to go zone, but to somehow leave Harry Kane, who is arguably England's number one heading target man, alone and available back post is something that I was not expecting them to do, right? Harry Kane gets so much space and time, a beautiful crossing by Declan Rice, and the guy just heads the ball in, which makes no sense. I don't know how they have so much how they gave Harry Kane so much free space. But to move on from that, Baturina, and the other Croatian attackers, Pavlovic, not Pavlovic, even Ivan Perisic, Sucic, and Musa, They played great in that first half, right? They were really going quality for quality, ability for ability with England, and that's yo. Even though in that second half the quality does end up decreasing because of who they have to bring off the bench, but in that first half they went quality for quality, pace for pace with those guys, and Croatia can leave their head high. Obviously, they probably want to do better or as best as they did in past World Cups, but they can leave their head high, right? Uh, Baturina gets the ball outside the box, and I was saying I love a football game that's basically a palate cleanser, and this first half was a palate cleanser. It was just goals. It was just technical ability, and Baturina gets the ball outside the box, first time blazer, just gets it, hoof out his feet, bang, top corner. There's nothing Pickford can do, right? There's nothing Pickford can do. A lot of people talk about Pickford having short arms. I think even if he had longer arms, I don't think he saves that. That goal was destined to that top net, right? We then go on to Moose's goal. Croatia have the chance. Ball gets whipped in to the back keys. Ball gets whipped in back post, takes a deflection up. He's available and open, and what does he do? Puts it in the back of the net for Croatia. Croatia go into the second half 2-2. This game is looking great, right? In that second half, we saw the quality of England kind of show out, right? The quality of England kind of break through, right? Where do they had to take off Luka Modric. Luka Modric has had a great stellar career, but Father Time is undefeated, unless you're maybe LeBron James, right? So Father Time is undefeated, and Luka Modric has been defeated, bro. Right? We we applaud a great career. We applaud a guy who's won a Ballon d'Or in the Messi Ronaldo era, but it's time for him to set sail, man. Time for him to go home, chill with the fam, because it wasn't his best game today, right? He gets outran by Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. He gets dominated by all three of them, and the guy is just old. He's just tired, and he had to go, right? And they bring on Kovacic, and this is my biggest difference between these two teams was England's substitutions. They could bring on Morgan Rogers, Saka, Rashford, Jed Spence, Mark Way, right? The depth, and that's what wins World Cups: depth and quality across the board, right? Croatia, they're not in the aspect of winning World Cups because, again, they do have a lot of good players in their starting 11, right? But a starting 11 can't win you a tournament, right? A starting 11 can win you a few games. A starting 11 can show quality, but they can't win you a tournament. And this is inevitably what happened to Croatia. Quality prevails over time. We just see Saka gets subbed in, Rashford gets subbed in, Morgan Rogers gets subbed in. Tired legs of the Croatian team happen, and we have to sub in the bench players essentially, right? But I have one question about Croatia. How does Croatia, even though Jude Bellingham was so great today, how does Croatia allow Jude Bellingham basically to run from all the way here, from the middle of the pitch, to the goal to get that chance? I don't know how that's possible, right? Obviously, Noni Madueke makes a great run to lure off, I think it was Vuskovic, and to get a 1v1 against Gavardio. But I don't understand how no one tries to even step out earlier or make it difficult for Jude, because Jude was taking basically just a stroll. He was just striding. Jude wasn't at full pace. He was just striding through that whole pitch, right? And I think a lot of people, or the complaint that a lot of people had about Southgate, was him not bringing in subs. And Thomas Tuchel comes in here, brings in subs, and basically even changes his whole formation, right? He brings in Morgan Rogers to replace, who was it? Declan Rice. He brings in Saka to replace Noni Madueke, and he brings in Rashford to replace Anthony Gordon. And all three of those guys showed immediate impact on the pitch, right? With the Rashford goal, it's Morgan Rogers that gets the ball, gives it to Saka, Saka back to Morgan Rogers, no, Morgan Rogers back to Saka, Saka to then to Marcus Rashford, quick chop, quick finish, bang, 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 right? instant impact from the subs, right? And again, a game that if it could have been kept 2-3, maybe Croatia does get a chance. But the fact that immediately your subs can come in and get you a goal instantly is great. It's perfect, right? And we even saw today, Thomas Tuchel change his setup, right? He brings Jed Spence in and makes them play kind of this five at the back with Reece James stepping into the middle of the field where he's playing kind of this high DM kind of center back area where he can kind of step into the midfield as a center back, and Jed Spencer is the one on the whole right side. But that's enough of the tactic. That's enough of the game. My question is set pieces the difference between England winning the World Cup and losing the World Cup? Because I see these guys set pieces. I see Declan Rice. I see Saka as a set piece takers, and I think I don't think obviously they had a great set piece receiver in Gabriel at Arsenal, but I think Harry Kane, obviously we saw him do that, but I think Harry Kane, Kwanzaa, Mark Guay, obviously they didn't bring Harry Maguire to this World Cup, but bro, I think that these guys have the best set pieces in the World Cup, and and set pieces win big games, and set pieces can even win you a World Cup, right? And that's my question: is set pieces the make or break for this England team? But that's it for the video. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Talk. Are set pieces the way England wins the World Cup? How do you feel about Croatia's performance and England's performance? Has Jude Bellingham finally put the science out and said, yo, even though there's been a lot of questions about me, I'm still him and I'm still one of the best midfielders in the world? Harry Kane, if he wins this World Cup, is there a Ballon d'Or charge for him? Can he get the Ballon d'Or? Those are questions for another day. But that's it for the video. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.